Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw for Insider Travel Report here at ILTM Con, as I always am every year. And we're here meeting all these wonderful luxury suppliers, hotels, and tour operators. And this gentleman here, David Tobin, who is for Dream Escape UK, which is a destination management company. And we're going to talk with him about this company. It's a great place. It started in Scotland, but it's all over the place, and you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. David, first of all, great to see you here.
Good to see you.
And tell us a little bit about how you found it. How long has your company been around?
So my wife and I started Dream Escape in 2005, so 20 years this year.
Wow.
And where we started was in Scotland. So we moved up from London, ditched our jobs, got married, and then literally started without not knowing anything.
And so you began, and how did you decide you were going to do tours like this?
Well, we moved up there with a job, which I then got rid of, and we toured around, and I was absolutely blown away by the beauty of Scotland, and I couldn't believe that there weren't more people visiting, and that's what sort of prompted the idea.
So you started with Scotland, and that was your base, but you've expanded around all of the UK, right?
Yeah, sure. So we have now 28 people based across the UK and Ireland. Mm-hmm. Hubs in Ireland, hubs in Edinburgh, hubs in London, and we have some of the most experienced people in the business, and that's what's driven us to excel across the last, certainly the last 5 to 10 years. It was difficult the first 10 years.
Now, who do you cater to? Any kind of client? Families, couples, singles, whatever? What is your strong suit for that?
Yeah, so our sweet spot is the sort of ultra level, high net worth individuals, primarily families, multi-generational families where they're very complicated trips. We have incredible people within our team that look after very, very technical trips. Our core clients, before the end customer, are travel advisors, so probably 99.9% of our business comes through the travel trade, which is how we've always meant it to be.
So how do you typically work with a travel advisor to develop these trips? They come to you with a client who's interested in, let's say, going to Scotland,
Sure.
And maybe they don't know exactly what they want to see.
Yeah, so we typically would get an email from an advisor. The best case scenario is that we will email them back and arrange a phone call. So we'll have a 20-minute discovery call with them to find out more about the client and where they've been, what they like, what they want. We'll put together version 1 of the itinerary. The utopian version of the world after that is that we get on a 3-way call with the advisor and their client.
Right.
If that happens, we tend to close the sale within 7 to 10 days, regardless of whether it's a $20,000 program or a $300,000 program.
Because what you put in front of them is really enticing, I guess.
It's really enticing, but we can also explain firsthand why they shouldn't or should do something and talk about places that they should visit, experiences they should have, rather than doing an email chain backwards and forwards via the advisor.
Yeah, so that's great. So that you work directly with the advisor and their client to develop these trips. Now, what's popular these days? What's looking good for 2026? Where do people want to go in the UK?
Well, Scotland is very hot at the moment. There seems to be a lot of people investing into property, hotels, experiences. It used to be that the hotel was the key thing, but the definition of luxury has now changed. It's every ingredient along the way. The private access to an experience that no one knew about, which is maybe a lunch in in the Highlands in the middle of nowhere, sure, in an old bothy, or meeting someone like the Duke of Argyll at Inverary Castle. Those are things that people
I actually have done that.
There you are. So there are many things that you can add into an itinerary, and they don't need to be very costly. Yeah. But they will make it much richer rather than just a hotel and car and driver program.
Yeah, and then of course there are the famous festivals in Edinburgh and all that everybody wants to go to. Do you still have demand for that? But you have to do them a very special way.
Yeah, I think the demand for the Edinburgh Festival has always been there. The tattoo, increasingly, and my wife and I did it with our youngest son not so many years ago, is the the Highland Games, certainly up at Braemar. I mean, when we were there, he was standing right in front of Dame Judi Dench. She was also there. It was the Queen's last time she attended.
Really?
And it now sells out within minutes.
That's actually an event I've never gone to, so that's interesting. You mentioned
should put it on
something
your list.
I should put on my list. I've actually been to the tattoo a bunch of times with my kids too,
Sure.
and I love it. It's such a stirring thing, and I love going to Edinburgh Castle. But you reminded me there are a lot of things like this in Scotland, but also in England and you do Wales and Ireland, right?
We do. So we have Michael Davis in our team, has a PhD in Celtic Studies. He knows more about Wales than probably anyone in travel design in the UK. And then we have people over in Ireland. We have a lot of people down in London. We have our own guides in-house. So we sort of take looking after guests who are with us to another level, which is for people who want to be handheld but not completely closeted. We will look after them and give them time, but we're always there to make sure that everything's fine. And if they want to change it during the trip, either because of the weather or because they just haven't got the energy, that's what we'll do.
And you got to remind people too about Scotland. Scotland's good year round, right?
Scotland is good. When we started, the business was April through September. It's now January through December. People think when they've got to Inverness, they've done most of Scotland and they're in the Highlands, but they forget about what is the last wilderness of Scotland, which is Sutherland. And you have operators and companies like Wildland who are now investing huge amounts of money into incredible hotels, incredible experiences, and it's allowing us to knit together really good sort of week-long, 10-day-long trips.
No, that's fantastic, and I love Scotland and all the other areas of the UK. I try to go several times a year. So,
Sure.
And I will be going in January. So it's going to
right.
be interesting just to be up there again.
I suspect I'll see you.
I suspect we will actually. So anyway, well, listen. How should travel advisors start? Where can they get in touch with you, and also where can they find out more about your company?
So our website, dreamescape.co.uk, will tell them a lot. We're the biggest on-site for Virtuoso for the UK and Ireland. We work heavily with Signature. We're part of Internova. So a lot of those advisors will have stuff on either on their intranets or they'll be on any of the different sort of consortia program details that they have.
Fantastic. Well, it's been great to meet you here. I know you've met my partner, Alan. We'll see each other again, I think, in January, and I'm looking forward to getting back to Scotland.
That's great. Thank you very much, James.
I'm James Shillinglaw here at ILTM Con, and this is Insider Travel Report.